Okay, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the first part of what I believe it's going to be a three-part assignment for a pre-production course that I'm taking. So the gist of the assignment is basically we're supposed to make a video promoting either a film that we're reviewing or cover topics that we go over in class and kind of give our take on these topics. And I guess so far, one of the most interesting topics that we've covered for me is probably the scheduling aspect. I didn't think so much went into the actual scheduling. There is a pattern, or not a pattern, but there is, an order of steps to get to the scheduling. So, once you get to the actual scheduling, things are kind of prepped for you, but still, there's a lot to take into account when you're actually creating, how you're going to do everything on the set and who's going to be there, what days work best for everyone, like, so yeah, it's not just as simple as like, this is the deadline. We have to have this film ready by this time. There's, uh, there is the amount of pages that you want to cover, for the certain amount of days, whether it's like 4 or 5 pages, depending on how much content those pages actually contain, can make a big difference on like what days you want to schedule those on. And it also, a big factor is, your location, or not location, I would say, but more along the lines of the time of year. So, in the summer, yeah, you can probably go for that second or third take, or maybe even more, just depending on how bad you want to get it right, as opposed to maybe trying to do it in the winter where you might only have like maybe a fraction of that daylight. So, it cuts your days shorter when you're trying to shoot, things outside. But also hitting back onto the location, you kind of also want to shoot, not, if it's in chronological order, that's great. It works out for everyone, I guess. But, you kind of want to avoid moving um, during shooting days. So I believe they're called like company moves. So, if you start somewhere like, in Long Beach in the morning, and then like, 2 or 3 hours in, you have to go, to downtown LA to move all the equipment that's been set up, and then, like, have them prep it at that location, just like it's just a huge waste of time for actual shooting. So, it makes the process longer than it kind of needs to be, especially in Los Angeles. If you're planning a company move, uh, it's depending. I don't know. There's always going to be traffic, so it's kind of unknown how long it'll take you to get to where you're trying to move, because it's just kind of unpredictable like that. And at this point, it's pretty much been ingrained into me that avoid working with children as much as possible. They seem to be a real pain in all aspects of production. Um, but in the scheduling part, they seem to require a lot. They're really protected, so they can only work for a certain amount of like hours during the day. So especially during the week, I believe that's when they're the strictest. So they have a very limited time when they can actually be working on set. They have to take like constant breaks to get like their schooling and stuff done. And you might get a little more leniency towards the weekends, I believe, but I think it's only like an extra hour or two that you get of actual, uh, shooting time with them. But as far as doing the scheduling for our assignment, because we were working with like the classmates, everyone, we didn't have to worry about like child labor laws or anything like that. Everyone was of age. Um, it was pretty straightforward. The assignment, I guess, it just made you think of like these scenarios in which, like, well, what if you did need to do a company move, or what if someone was under 18, and we had to work with these people, or it just makes you think of these scenarios that in like for foresight, I guess. But yeah, communication, I would say, is a big factor in scheduling. You need to make sure everyone's on the same page so it kind of like goes as smooth as possible. But yeah, that was pretty much my take on the assignment. I think that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.